Welcome back, everyone. The 2024 Olympics are just around the corner. It's cool for me to think about how the gymnasts are training and preparing mentally and feeling at this time, as humbly, I was fortunate to go through this Olympic process myself. Today, I'll be analyzing the floor, beam, and vault of Olympic silver medalist Mykayla Skinner. Mykayla's personality is aggressive and confident, and in my view, that's how she seemed to compete. I believe people are motivated two different ways: fear and opportunity. Some athletes have strong fear to make mistakes in competition, so they train really hard to avoid that awful feeling of having a bad competition or making mistakes. They're more driven by fear of failure. Others view competition as an opportunity to show everybody how good they are. They seem to have that eye of the tiger attitude. I believe all athletes are a little bit of both, but of course some more than others. I don't know Mykayla personally, but what little I know about her, it seems like she's an eye of the tiger type personality. She seemed to want to show everybody how good she was in competition. The 2021 Olympics were a wild ride for the US. Simone Biles dropped out of the competition due to the twisties. The twisties are a real thing, and if you want to know more about my view on that, just ask in the comments. When Simone dropped out of the competition, Skinner took her place in the vault finals and earned a silver medal on the vault, so she really did seize that opportunity. Let's get started with the analysis on floor. Her most common mount was a very difficult laid out double-double, or a laid out double backflip with two twists. She did this very well, and she was very consistent on controlling her landing. Here's a side-by-side with Olympic gold medalist Jade Carey. Jade throws her chest into the twist more than Skinner, but you can't see where the momentum is, and Skinner has set her arms up very strong here. They look almost identical mid-skill. Mykayla has her head out a bit more, but she keeps a strong hollow position with her chest still driving her flip around. Mykayla has to pike down a bit early to finish her flip rotation. The reason for this is how they set up in their throw at the beginning of the skill. This position right here is the difference in why Jade rotates faster than Mykayla. Still, they both do the skill incredibly well. Her next pass is a tucked double-double, or the same as her mount but in the tucked position. Again, in this side-by-side with Jade Carey, they both have strong arm set, with Mykayla setting around the side a bit more than Jade. They both do a good job staying in a very tight tuck position with very clean form. The tighter tuck they have, the easier it is to rotate the body around, but it also makes twisting much more difficult. That's part of the challenge in this skill. They both have very squared up landings. I just like this trick, so I put it in. It looks fun. Here's her wolf turn. A double wolf turn was normal for her. She shows a pretty nice split position in this tourjete with a full twist. She does a nice full turn out of this split leap. Her next pass is a tucked full in or a tucked full twisting double back. This is a side by side with herself. She has a nice deep block angle to gain height. This is a bit unique to have her arms so far behind her, but her chest is still lifting into her flip rotation, so she really doesn't have to grab her knees that tightly. Nicely done. Here's a tuck front step out to a round off back handspring, 2.5 twisting back layout. In this side-by-side with Hesley Rivera, we can see that Mykayla starts her twist a bit early into the side. This results in Mykayla not flying as high, but she will rotate her flip and twist a bit faster than Hesley. We see here that Mykayla has a bit more flip rotation than Hesley. The challenge in single flips with multiple twists is to balance the flip and twist rotation together so you can land the skill upright. Both nicely done. Sometimes Mykayla would dismount with a triple full or a back layout with 3 twists. This also looks very comfortable for her. Here's a side-by-side with Alicia Sacramone. They both have deep block angles to stall the speed of their flip rotation and go higher. I would say on this one that Alicia is higher than Mykayla, but Mykayla has a bit tighter form in the air. Mykayla is a micro twist shy of a triple full, but in normal motion, it appears to be a completed smooth triple full. Now on to beam. She looks back to measure up. This is a really cool beam mount. She then jumps back, navigating her head to miss hitting it on the beam, and catches in kind of a bicep arm stand. This is the same mount that Tiana Sumana uses on beam. Forgive my pronunciation. Tiana is much more arched and closer to the beam, but they both complete this mount with very good balance. Really cool to me. Now Mykayla does a standing back handspring step out into a very high tucked full and lands really high and solid. On this head-on angle, we can see she has a very strong arm set and throws her head back like she was doing a full on the floor. It's very aggressive. Her center of gravity is well centered over the beam. It's at this point she spots the beam and prepares for her landing. You can see her feet are slightly off to the left, but she adjusts to stay on easily. Here's her side aerial. It's a bit low, but landed solidly and adjusted back to balance. Here's a good split position in the split leap, and also a nice flat center split in the straddle jump. Her leaps were not extremely high, but she did hit flat split positions a strong majority of the time. Even on her standing back tuck, she has good height and lands very high and solidly. This is essentially a jump half turn with a straddled split leap. She spots the quarter turn for her split and finishes the last quarter turn bringing her legs together. She has to adjust a bit, but this is more difficult being done crossways on the beam. She does a full turn with her leg held up. The goal is to smoothly flow into the next full turn, but she had to adjust balance between, and this interrupts the rhythm of this connection. It's better to adjust and lose the rhythm than to turn without the adjustment and fall off. Her dismount is a full twisting double back, and she does it in a very non-traditional way. Let's look at this side by side with Olympic champion Shannon Miller. They take off very close to the end of the beam. This doesn't affect anything, but it does show their precision. They both get their arms up very fast and stay squared off before starting their twists. Shannon has almost fully completed her full twist, where Mykayla is only halfway through her twist. Mykayla grabs her legs like an Arabian double front. Her late twist makes it harder to get into a tight tuck, but grabbing her legs helps her to pull her flip rotation over. Shannon is already in a tight tuck position, and this helps her flip her second flip faster. The slower rotation in Mykayla's flip causes her to land lower, where Shannon's flip rotation is much faster due to her tight tuck. Let's move on to vault. Mykayla has two very difficult vaults. The first is a chun, which is a round off half turn onto the vault, Rudy off the vault, or a 1.5 twisting laid out front flip. Her second vault is an Amanar, or a laid out Yurchenko with 2.5 twists. She has a very interesting technique on her chun vault. She has very clean form in her pre-flight, but she approaches this vault as if she doesn't need the vaulting table at all. Watch her right arm as she pushes off the vault. She hardly puts her hand on the vault at all. This takes away greatly from her height, but it does greatly accelerate her flip rotation. Essentially, she treats her chin vault like a double-double laid out on floor. As long as she has a good springboard, this vault will probably be very consistent and rotate very fast. However, this technique will obviously limit the height and distance she can ever achieve. Let's take a quick look at Skinner and Carey. They both share that more closed shoulder angle, and this absorbs energy for their lift. Carey is slightly higher than Skinner and a bit farther along with her twist. They both have very clean form. Skinner's flipping rotates faster than the other vaulters, and this helps her to get around for her landings in a more upright position. Now Skinner and Biles side by side. Biles stands up a bit faster than Skinner. It's becoming apparent that a straight open shoulder angle contributes greatly to the height of a vault. Simone's shoulders are open like a straight pole vault. Skinner starts her twist a little earlier than Simone. This will take away from her height, but it'll excel her flipping speed. Here we can see Skinner is flipping faster, but has a lower height. Simone has more time to negotiate her landing because she is higher, and this helps her stick much more upright. I used to compete Yurchenko vaults, and yes, this is what it looked like when you were staring down the runway on the old vault. It seems a bit crazy these days, but at the time, it was pretty normal. This is not an in-depth analysis of Mykayla's bar work, but I did want to take a look at some of her skills on bars to show that she really was a good all-around gymnast. From this very low swing, about horizontal, she throws a pretty high Tkachev or reverse hecht. She stalls in her counter rotation a bit, but still catches this very comfortably. She has nice toe point and nice lines in her handstands. Here, she does a toe-on soul circle straddle Tkachev, again very high with much better counter rotation, and grabs the bar comfortably, moving into her pack salto. Her dismount was a tuck double-double or a tuck double backflip with 2 twists. She is noticeably over vertical after her full pirouette, but still swings into her very difficult dismount. She has a really strong kick in her tap beat swing before her dismount, creating very good power. She does a clear full in, full out dismount to a very nice landing. Well done. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. Feel free to like and subscribe and leave any thoughts in the comments. We're a small channel, but thanks to you all, we're growing quick and we're still having a blast. See you next time and rock on.